But I think in theory, move my mic over to Brink. I think we're live. Seem to be live.
It's
Probably done.
alive.
It's alive.
Can you
Uh,
see my can you see the splash screen of Cruft?
I can dropping
Notice
bottles,
anything different?
dropping bottles out of the back. Do I see anything different? I don't think I do.
The bottles don't drop as aggressively.
Oh, you're right. They don't
Yep.
because time works.
Yeah. Yeah. Fixed update had a pretty broad
Yeah,
impact
they are.
on
You
all
know what?
the
They are less
animations.
bouncy. So when I look over here at the actual screen that our meeting's on, it's way more. I can tell way easier because the screen. Long story short, in OBS the screen is so small it does look like they're bouncing pretty erratically. But then again, the screen's this big. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got
GG.
it maxed. Feel better? Do you want it faster? Slower?
I think it looks dope now. I
Great.
think it looks probably like kind of close to what you intended.
It looks better to the yeah, it looks better to me. So to recap, last week was a bunch of sort of invisible work in the way we handle our books for what is at a location, how do we address locations and data. So a lot of that work is done now. Now when you start the game, you get one level that's hard coded into the build. Basically, right now I have it hard coded to Prospector's Pass,
Yep.
and if you switch it back to the sort of intro yard, then the tutorial plays. And if you're not at the intro yard, the tutorial does not play. So we should just be able to hit new game and Prospector's Pass. Does this look like Prospector's
It
Pass?
does. Got two blingos. Got a copper mine, an iron mine. There's nothing overlapping in it. It's got some pine. It does look like
Yeah.
Prospector's Pass.
You know, it doesn't, it immediately looks a little odd to me. This one doesn't have all the dirt on the ground.
It doesn't.
For a second, I thought I had it unlocked.
I think I'm going to go through and do a pass on the dirt because now that you mention it, I think it is necessary. So I was just working on a sprite for a plot that has the butcher station unlocked, and I was like, well, with the drop shadow, the dirt looks kind of aggressive in some spots, and I actually think it's good. I think we'll just deal with it. When it's highlighted, it gets a little funky, but we're only really highlighting those things like once in the
Only
tutorial.
one of them like ever gets highlighted too, right?
Yeah, maybe I'll just maybe I'll just remove some of the dirt from that one just so it's a little cleaner.
Hmm. I like the sort of reddish stuff going on in this one too.
Yep, messing
This is a
around
little
with
more.
you know the hope was that you get sort of like a green band around where you're building and then a little bit of separation, like you're walking through. I don't know. I don't want to be like hoity-toity. It's not biomes by any stretch, but like we
Hmm.
could do a map that looked like fall
Mm-hmm.
and like just incorporate the few trees, the company's secrets though. Good to see you, Moth. Just incorporate like assets that feel fall themed, and so like I think it's the apple. No, it's not the apple tree. I can't remember which one. It's maple tree. Is like all orange and whatever. We could do some fun stuff like that, or just make a couple extra versions of a couple. Maybe not a couple extra versions of trees, but could mess with the background. Could mess with what's locked up. Could have like a Halloween version one.
There's something up with the camera
It
scrolling.
it stalls every once in a while, and I can't figure out what it is because it's inconsistent for me.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty consistently stalls for me. Like I'm just holding the buttons down, and then it stops.
Okay, so I've never had it happen this consistently.
I make it so I'm playing a build. I'm not maximized in Unity. Maybe that's part of it.
Maybe.
It feels like you know how like keyboards have that like repeat um,
Yeah,
parameter where
it
the
only
key
gets
will
it gets
repeat
so far, and then it's like, yeah, nah.
and then it stops repeat. Yeah, it almost feels like that. Except now when I'm going sideways, it
It sometimes
sometimes
hangs
keeps
on.
going, but
Mm.
now it's like really not. Anyways, that's gonna bug the crap out of me.
So, what are the first things you notice about this level?
what is one of the first? What is the first thing?
You hit me with the main menu screen. What do you notice that's different? What do you
Oh
notice
well,
about
it was
this?
it was. I mean, aside from a couple of mysterious icons, it's the color on these. That's probably the. I mean, I just spoke what I saw. Like this thing didn't have dirt, and then
Yeah.
I noticed the background color on these. Those were the first two things I noticed.
Significantly bigger.
The overall grid is significantly bigger.
Yeah, it's 33% bigger.
I did not notice that. That
Yeah.
did not register whatsoever in my lizard brain.
Got
Okay, so
a
we
lot
have
more
no
room to
money.
work with.
We have grats on your new yard. There's another new thing for you. I just put that text in there because if you aren't on the tutorial level, nothing sets that text. So I just wanted to set it to something. We can set it to whatever we want, and later characters will actually like send you messages, right? Being like, "Hey, I'm your friend."
What's it? Was that? Were you emulating Tim on that? Hey, I'm your friend.
I think I was. I wasn't consciously emulating Tim, but I was definitely emulating Tim. Basic bits. Has this always said that?
You may be reading it now, as opposed to before. There was some string I feel like wasn't getting read before consistently.
That might be one of them.
Yep. So there is not one for all of them.
Yeah. Anyways, we can't buy anything, so we don't have any money. So let's sell some Nurgle stuff. Oh, I already screwed up.
Nope. Oh, you sold your hammer?
I sold my hammer.
Yeah, that's all right. You can buy one from the hardware store.
Okay, cool.
That said, like we do have to figure that out. Like I think the game's gonna have to automatically dump out the stuff from your van. Like
All
when
right,
you pull up.
You know what I did last weekend?
Dug a well.
I set up my downspout diverter into the rain barrel, so I have
That's
ability
great.
to collect water at home, and now I have the
Because
ability to collect water.
I'm gonna have to ask you how to do that. I have one.
It's a product we got off Amazon. I can find it.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I have a rain barrel. Then I was like, how the heck am I gonna? Is it just like a flow through thing on your? I'm not going to talk about gutter stuff, but it's a thing that bypasses.
Oh, let's talk about it. It's fascinating.
So
the downspout, what this product asks you to do is cut 6 inches off of the downspout and then basically insert it, and it has just a little dial that you twist that will, on the collect setting, will divert most of the rainfall into a tube that you then feed into your storage container for water.
Right. So when the container's full, it just overflows then.
When the containers, so the full flow, like the setting that goes full container, is not 100% container with no way for extra water to go down the downspout. It's like,
no, I get that, but I'm
60,
saying
40.
I'm
so
saying,
if the container's full, water's just going to go down the downspout and out the way it normally would.
Oh, so the container, the tube that goes into that, it fills.
I could draw it in Cruft. That would be cool.
I mean, I think I get it. What I'm saying is that it's not just a loose pipe that now comes off of your downspout that flows to this thing. That pipe can fill up, and then the water will just go down the gutter.
Yeah, like the pipe goes. This is like not to scale. This is not going to make any sense to anybody, but I'm doing it anyways. All right, pretend that this is the downspout, and here's where the diverter is.
Mm-hmm.
There's the hose coming out the side of the diverter to your
Correct.
rain barrel.
Which is your well.
Represent a rain barrel.
Just buy a hammer. You know you need it.
All right, here's your rain barrel. And
the well is actually a much better rain barrel, but you do what you want.
I need way more space to represent this device. But
like I get it's a Y split. It's just that it's
even, yeah, I mean, it's even simpler than that. There's just a piece of plastic.
Yep.
And when you want full, and it doesn't span the entirety of the inside of the diverter box.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the overflow will go down the downspout.
Dig it. Sweet.
I'm insisting on not making sense. Here we go. Yeah, so when it's like 50-50, the diverter, the little splitter is like straight, and then some goes to the side, some goes back down the downspout. When you're like in full divert mode, it'll shunt most of it into the barrel, but because it doesn't extend across all the way, the overflow goes down the downspout. And
My
then
question is when
you can
it's
turn it totally up and down to send nothing into the rain barrel.
yeah. What I'm saying is when you're sending stuff to the rain barrel, what happens when the rain barrel is full? Is it dumping water onto the rain barrel or is it plugging up high
There's
enough?
a hose from the diverter box into the rain barrel that
Yeah,
will
okay.
probably be like full of water,
Okay,
and
yeah. So
water coming down the spout will just go, it will skip the full hose. My barrel has like a drain on the front of it, so if it's totally full, it's not like a closed system. It'll like overflow off the front of it, which is
Mhm.
fine for my house.
Where my hose
But
at?
yeah. Anyways, all right, we can move on.
We
Move on now
digress.
from that riveting conversation about rain. What I can't do
Yeah,
is sell this water, right? It's still true now.
don't think
Oh,
you
I
can.
can sell the water.
Ah, do you want to sell the water?
Yeah. Oh, you know what I want? I want the stupid magnet.
Well, there's no way to get it. So,
Okay.
good luck.
I get pigs. I can't. Oh, these things are all so cheap.
Yeah, they are. They're just like so not definitely not super balanced right now, but
I
definitely
mean,
tough without um like my first version of this auto wasn't even there, so you weren't even pigging. But
oh, man.
do bear in mind however many what is it 30 slots of van space, like if we've done our job right in the tutorial, then someone has packed some amount of stuff. It has to obviously still be playable, like I don't know the best term for it. Going in dry, but like we have to assume all these levels someone's bringing some stuff to get rolling with, and they'll automatically be starting with 100 cash money.
Yeah, I think I had 300.
Yeah, the two blingos are the 150 piece. I just dropped them out and it'll like I was like, right now, I don't need the early economy to be even remotely strict. I wanted to make sure that like play through it and go restart it from scratch and go several different avenues.
Yeah, no, I'm just with the restricted sort of categories of things I can buy. This feels like a totally different challenge. I think it's cool.
Also, bear in mind that Karen and Bill will be locked at this point, so you'll see them, but they'll have the like
Oh,
no connection thing.
what? So should I don't even. I mean, I don't even see Karen. Is that a bug?
Uh, maybe she's not. No, she's locked in farm to table. Sorry, I'm working on farm to table, and
Okay,
I had that on the brain. But I believe Bill is here, and like he would be present but inaccessible.
got it. So I won't cheat for now. And
Yeah. Oh, Maury also on Prospector's Pass would be locked from the start. That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So no Bill, no Maury. Oh, you said I need a hammer. Let's do that.
You probably need a hammer to build some shit.
Probably.
Don't you go
Don't
to
have
Bill.
trees. What can we do? Let's see.
Don't go to Maury.
I'm not going to Mori.
Not present. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at. I gotta get my screen straight here. I have you up on 3 different screens. I have our call. I have OBS, which I could probably hide somewhere.
Oh, because you were seeing a delay.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? Sarah sells a lot less stuff.
Oh, I need to start farming something. Sarah, what you got? Wheat, barley, sweet corn. This feels good having these three right up top.
Yeah, those are the cornerstone.
Yeah. Let's get this going. Oh, we're low. We're low. Time to sell some water.
Chief of the Water Sellers Guild of Dune.
Yeah.
I will have to find a way.
Can there be a dune yard where water is just like way more expensive?
I was gonna say I was just gonna go so far as to say I desperately need to get some Dune references in, but a Dune level, great idea.
The desert yard, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How much money do I have?
You place down thumpers.
Yeah. One of your contacts is the guild, and they'll touch down and
Ornithopter
get stuff.
in.
Yeah.
We're like literally just
Right,
designing
yeah,
a different game. You changed.
I liked the Dune RTS.
Oh yeah, I love that. There's a Dune like survival game coming out pretty soon. I think it's from the Conan folks. Yeah. That one might eat up a little time.
Okay. I accept those terms. Need to start processing this stuff.
You do need to start processing
this thing. Oh, but this is 46. Okay.
Gotta make some money, boy.
I do have to make some money. I sell poop. Ah, it's not for that much. I sell poop and water.
May thy backhoe chip and shatter. Indeed.
I love that. Can that just be item text on one of the Dune items?
Oh, 100%. So the first game I worked on professionally, Children of the Nile, there's like, it was me and, just imagine this, me and Lenny in like our 20s sharing an office that's very tiny. Like if you swing your arms around, you hit the other person in the head. And he and I are doing all the level design for that game. Do you want to know how many Dune references are in there? I have no idea because it's that many. Like it's a game about, building pyramids out in the desert.
Yeah.
And it's me and Lenny freestyle just chit chatting.
With no oversight, no.
I mean, there was oversight, but like people were down with that. And like not to toot our horn, but like between me and Lenny, if we want to put a reference in and have it be like go unnoticed unless you really understand Dune, like not a problem.
Like I feel like stuff like that is most powerful when it is also still useful text.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't know, if you're not in on the joke, still gotta be useful text.
Yeah. I
Otherwise,
will warn you at some point. I failed my critical stream prep, and I'll probably have to make some coffee at some point. But we got plenty of time. We're gonna be here for hours.
Sure.
So your bootstrap is going kind of slow, but not bad.
I'm not.
You're not sweating.
I'm not like having a hard
furrowed brow.
I'm not feeling bad. I am having a hard time, but I'm not feeling bad about it. Like I'm interested in.
That's a very important distinction.
Trying to like get better at bootstrapping in this level. Like I just don't know what's good. I'm also a little concerned though because I'm not accruing XP. That might be a major problem.
That seems like a bug. You were at one point.
Was I?
I could have sworn for a little while you were. I thought the bar had something in it. It smells buggy.
Yeah, that smells really buggy. I am gonna go into a window that no one can see because it's not streamed and look at the logs.
I'm gonna let you work on that. I'm gonna run downstairs and make coffee, and by the time I get back, it better be fixed. Can I say shit like that?
You can say whatever you want. It's not gonna help.
Coding under pressure.
Yeah. Where even are the logs? I'm just gonna sit here on stream and Google things like, where did I put my logs? It's in app data somewhere. Okay, I found the logs. But I also think I have to shut down the game for it to flush to them. Let's do that. Now I gotta show the thing I'm looking at. There we go. Oh yeah, tons of text now. I was hoping I would just see a big glaring error somewhere in here, but that does not appear to be the case. Just successfully crafting things. Apparently we're chomping cruft. Oh, that's what the pig recipe is called. That's great. Selling water. Yeah. Yeah, all this stuff is working except for the part where you get XP for it. And then this is what it looks like when you shut down. Just a bunch of spew. Hmm. Yeah, in this game we're getting XP. Is it log when I get XP? Doesn't seem like it does. Oh, here we go. It does. XP increased by. Look at that log again. Does it have that message anywhere? No, it doesn't. Yeah, so all that seems fine. Try again. Try again on a new game. Reset purpose. Don't sell the hammer though. Eat that. Did I mean to buy 2 of those? That's weird. She just sell 2? All right. Well, anyways, we need seeds.
There we go. Much better.
You with your coffee? So we didn't have any XP grants
Pretty cozy.
in the logs. So I switched over to Unity to see if I could spot anything more, but we can move on from this if it doesn't yield any.
Dig it. Welcome, Vista
Revelations.
Larga Games.
Say that again.
Had someone named Vista Larga Games drop in. Says seems cozy here. Pretty cozy.
Oh, interesting. I don't see that message. Is that on YouTube?
It is.
Aha. See, XP increased by 2 to 2. That's what you want to see. So why didn't it work? XP increased by 2 to 4. Yeah, so yeah, and the bar is, so it seems like it's working in this context.
Hmm. I mean, I felt like it. You should stay in there and see what happens when you actually level.
Stay in.
Yeah, because I could have sworn
Okay.
I looked up there and I saw the bar was working. Nah, I could be full of crap.
Yeah, no, and then when you level, it breaks. Sure.
If I wasn't worried about throughput, I could actually open up the video like in YouTube and rewind it. Maybe I'll do
brilliant. That's like
Yeah.
a whole new dimension to streaming this stuff that I didn't consider.
that. It is. Let me see. Let me see what happens.
Sure.
If I wasn't worried about nice, put my own audio up the video like in YouTube. That's funny. All right.
What do I need for pig? Food. Pig needs food.
I am actually going back to the video now. Anything yet? No, it was never working in the video. Good. Verified.
Okay.
I shouldn't actually have to
Pretty
worry
close
about
to
that.
leveling, so I'm just gonna see if that. Okay.
Oof. All right. Go pow.
Yeah, that worked.
I shouldn't have to worry too much about it because I think I'm only worried about upload on the actual stream. Download shouldn't vary anything in theory. Sweet. So now we don't know. I mean, that's the end result is like, oh, it wasn't happening before.
Yeah, it wasn't so it wasn't working at all. The difference is that this is a built client rather than hosted in Unity. So there must be something with that.
All right. The stuff you recently added where like I mean, basically your changes from this morning, they wouldn't affect anything like that, would they?
They shouldn't.
Okay, fair enough.
Shouldn't.
In that realm of like, well, it wouldn't be the first thing I would look at. That's as far as I can go. All right.
Yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't just a big red error that was indicating that system was now disconnected, but
Coffee cool a little bit.
I could start debugging it, but I think that stream time is probably better for other things.
Yeah. So
Right. What do you want to do next?
I mean, basically, like the bootstrapping works in the level. I'm gonna try to crank out a couple more. I'm basically doing sprite work right now, making some additional and bigger plots. I will throw some background dirt on them. I'm working on farm to table now, which is like goes beyond the simple farm level in that it's like really supposed to get into like cuisine, like doing stuff with the food that you grow. Unlocks. It seems the most conducive to unlocking Karen, whatever achievement that is. Look over here. So many screens. If I did things right. Yeah, it seems the most conducive to that. Like you could open the taco one without it.
Should I hop
Yeah.
over to this level now?
No, absolutely not. Um, there's an achievement just temporarily called chef, and in that case, you'd have to make Osmotaz goat shank, the chocolate cake, corned beef and cabbage, and that would unlock Karen. So that's like a pretty big step to have the caterer available to buy and sell stuff from. So that's kind of where that's at. But I'm glad the level just works. I was a little rusty, I'll admit, but I do hope that like I can get the first pass of genuinely new playable levels in like 2 days. Like the first design pass, like built the first day, and then it just takes a long time to play through, um, which is not bad. But like every single level, you're bootstrapping somewhat. Um,
You could go into the spot where we save all your data in, like, do kind of grow your own save point
yep,
by just copying off the binary files and then
and
pasting them back in when you want to restore.
I'm going to sound like a crotchety old man and say that if I don't play this thing through from scratch every single time, I'll be living some other experience, and it's not what the player sees, and I'd rather just play it. Play it, don't spray it.
I totally get that. At some point, the time you're going to spend retreading all that ground will be less and less useful.
Yeah, I think the main thing is I'm probably just going to drop a couple of those blingos in to start, just so that like early money is a little softer, and that's about it. The other thing I want to be careful of is right now, without it being an arc of playing from picking a level, playing it, picking a level, playing it, with packing stuff up in your van and taking it to the new place. Some of the criticism I have of my own work is like a little irrelevant, because the game doesn't have continuity in it level to level right now. Like I could very easily show up with a few seeds from a different level and have the opening be very different. Um,
Is there something cheap we can do to kind of ease that disconnect between the design and what we have?
I honestly, it's kind of just starting money, because most of the stuff that you would bring additional. This is something I actually do worry about. Is it the stuff that I'm bootstrapping with by packing it in my van just giving me more money to start with? I don't know that it. I don't feel like it is, but like
Oh yeah,
I could.
because I can't just go and buy anything. It's not just that, if you ask me.
Yeah, what I'm getting at though is like I could just pack up finished goods and then show up in the new place and sell them. So that's one option. Two, I think further on in the game, the actual objects will matter a lot more, and you'll be bringing things that aren't so much starting items as like I'm gonna take this stone mill with me everywhere I go, so that I can just like mill like crazy with no speed bump to get to it. Um, digressing a little bit, but like it the opening on any level I make until we have continuity built in should feel a little slow. So I don't want to like try to super design it when like for what it is, that's how it should be right now.
wild idea. What if, and we make it easy to turn this on or off, but what if I put random items in the van?
Nope. I think that'll give false positives too. I think I can get used to what a start with nothing is, especially because someone can start with nothing. So it's like,
I mean, starting with nothing could be a random outcome.
I don't want to rely upon random. I mean, what we're talking about at the end of the day is like me playing the game 10 times on Tuesday after I designed something on Monday. In 2 days is still not bad. I don't think that the opening state right now for where we are in development, like I'd rather just play the game a bunch of times and get used to what it's like to start with nothing.
Okay.
And I reserve the right to cry uncle in 2 days and tell you I was wrong.
Sounds good.
The levels are fun to design though. Like it's going to be a while before we have like a ton of interconnectivity going, but it is kind of neat to think about like with all the stuff that we have, like now pulling a bunch of stuff back, like what's cool. Like the idea of um in the demo, it's like there's one mine and you can just flip and mine whatever you want out of it short of like Cumberlandite. Whereas here, it's like I've broken it out. There's a copper mine. There's an iron mine. There's no way, like, and you have to unlock them, and they are separate, and they're a little bit pricey in terms of deeds. Like how you play before you unlock one of those, unlock a second one, how that interacts with like the chivos that you get for whatever bonuses later. It's kind of nice, kind of elegant. Your move to buy a well, I don't know. Is that worth 2 deeds? Like,
Oh yeah, no. I'm literally thinking about that again right now because I'm going to need more water to keep up the feed production. I'm raising my eyebrow just because I feel like I just leveled up.
It feels a little hmm. I mean, the early levels are fast.
Okay.
And like, God forbid you start sawing logs into boards. That's real fast. Like an important consideration is that the pig compost manure industrial triangular trade complex is all crafting. And so if you are doing that, you're actually leveling up off of it. Like,
Fair enough.
It pitters out, but like if that's your main mode to move stuff,
Yeah, this has definitely been my main move is just composting.
but just on the screen right now from what I can see, there's 10, 20, there's 23 deeds you need to just unlock what's visible to you. And that doesn't include the 10 by 10 that's behind the phone right now. So careful what you wish for. I don't think it's balanced remotely.
Yeah, what am I going to do with the 4 I have?
Spend
Oh,
wisely.
You know what else is broken? Those numbers are supposed to be colored based on whether you can afford them. The deed numbers.
Right you are.
Put the note down.
Right you are.
Okay.
Running 2 grinders.
Yeah.
You crazy millist. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
Gotta be producing.
Coffees for closers. I didn't realize this. Bill Burr is apparently in the Glengarry Glen Ross production that's out now. It's wild. He's doing stage theater.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know who Glenn.
Glengarry Glen Ross is like, it's a famous old play that eventually was a very famous movie. Now they're doing a new production of the play. Really good. It's about greed and consumerism. It's basically like this office of guys that sell basically like timeshares, and it's just like very good drama. It's all about like sell, sell, sell.
Mm-hmm. Push, push, push.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Twilight Zones.
I think my favorite Twilight Zone is the guy who really loves to read books, and then finally as you go in the vault, comes out, everyone's gone, there's all these books, and he steps on his glasses, like, get wrecked.
So while you were talking about Bill Burr, I leveled up again.
Mm-hmm.
Just cruising. Before I decide what to do with my deeds, I have more deeds. I think I want trees.
You're gonna need some space soon too, especially without that magnet.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go in.
What if I just put the magnet in the van every
Yeah,
time?
me too, Moth. I would give an arm to see that production. It's got like Odenkirk's in it. There's like a lot of famous people in it. Should I fix something right now? Let's do it. Layouts? No. I want. Yeah, I do want to change something right now.
Level 6.
Excuse me. I'm going to put the magnet just in the van for now.
Alongside the hammer.
Yep.
Okay.
Just for now.
I'm just trying to remember if that will work all the time. Because the tutorial.
There's a location layout for van tutorial called My Van.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying now that you did the tutorial stuff, but minutes before? Maybe.
I think it will still work.
It was
another pig.
It was previously still working for me, just loading up this level. Actually, it almost certainly has to because you showed up with the van, with the hammer in the van right now.
Yeah, the hammer was in the van. So if it's what it'll break is you'll have the magnet during the. Did you just say that? You probably just said that. That you'll have the magnet like during the tutorial.
Yeah. Of course, IT_magnet is not an actual object, so I can't add that. That was a guess. Hand tool magnet is what it is, of course.
All right. We have a second pig. We have a cow.
You're off and running.
We're churning out food. Plenty of wheat. Oh, actually, we're not churning out food. We are out of water.
Should have spent them deeds on that well, boy.
Yeah, the well, but the well
I know.
It's not far away. I could probably just sit here milling things and not sweat too hard about getting the next level.
Tink tink.
Boom. Level 7.
I do love how the level up celebration is the time capsule of all the crap that you made. Just like seeing like logs and poop go flying. Good stuff.
Log 2 ways.
Good stuff. Hit copy. I remember to do this every single time. These. Hey, there we go. I just put the link to the demo in the chat in the Discord. So one of the things I ended up doing here was really just butchering livestock like crazy. Just like churning through pigs and cows and just not even really like I would do a little bit of composting, but I was mainly like that was my money maker. Like space wise, it was not bad. And like action economy, it was pretty good. And a lot of that was because I didn't have the magnet, so like I didn't want to be like hand picking too much stuff. But like
Yeah, I gotta start selling stuff because I'm gonna run out.
pigs are very much like, you know, a couple of loins, some sausage. Cows are very much like a little bit of ground beef, some brisket. Yeah, you're filling on up.
Yeah.
It's working.
How much do logs sell for? 1. Pine planks sell for 2. Cool. I guess we can find out if it
Yeah, if it breaks when you fill it
breaks
up.
when it's full. Yay! It didn't break.
I love the commitment statement that you put in there for the button. I'll make room. It's
I'll make room. Yeah.
in character. Like, yeah, all right. Sorry, Dad. Clean up.
Still have so much room to make. This is like, oh, you know what? Another composter would probably help.
Yeah, there you go. You're in
There
like
we
a.
go.
You're not even covering a quarter of the yard yet.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, hey, I can get my water now.
Yeah. That said, like I think I'm gonna balance it so like you're very much in in your first playthrough not unlocking the whole thing. Like maybe half to 2/3 with the intention of like some of the chivos are gonna like allow you to start with more deeds. Um so like I guess what I'm saying is the expectation isn't that you will just hard clear every level. And I worry about that a little bit because I think some players are going to try to do that. But
Yeah,
I do think
and
we
then
have
feel
to.
frustrated when it's too difficult to do that. So yeah, you say like starting with more deeds, but that's just going to change how much time it takes. No.
No, because the level curve's the same. So like the if it's 100 deeds to clear the map and the game really grinds to a halt at around like 90 deeds, whatever level that is, and you start with 10, then you've got everything unlocked by the time it starts grinding to a halt.
I think that's still changing how long it takes. Yes, it's doing it on like a curve rather than linearly.
It absolutely does change how long it takes. It absolutely does that. It doesn't just do that. Like it makes it. Well, I mean, any level could be beat if you hung around long enough. I've beat. There is no beat. There's no beginning. Well, there's a beginning. There's no end.
Any level could be
Could be
completely unlocked.
cleared out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's sort of what I'm saying is that if the only thing that I'm expected to do differently on the second playthrough is have a leg up on how long it takes, then like I'm not sure that accomplishes your goal.
I think that's legit. I think that is part of where it's like a little problematic. Um, I also think it might be better to actually, in the long run, put a discount on the deed cost rather than just give you a bulk amount up front. That way I can put something like the olive tree out there for, you know,
Yeah, that
20
that
and
would
you
feel
can do.
more like an idle game where I like, you know, I push through the level, and then the second time I play it, I breeze through the stuff I had already done. Right.
The first case or the second case? Like
So I play through the level the first time at having to flex an appropriate amount, and then if the everything is discounted by the time I return, then I'm going to breeze through all of that same stuff and reach the new part faster. I'm guessing.
wouldn't that be the same thing as if I just started you with 10 deeds though?
No, no, I don't think so.
I mean, I'm not starting you at 10th level. I'm just saying, hey, instead of starting with 0 deeds, you start with 10, level up as normal. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but I think
I think it
discounting.
feels better. It feels better for longer with the discount versus
I think
the
you're right.
the deeds injection. The
Yep.
deeds injection is going to feel good up front, and then only get you so far. I guess it really depends on the details of like what we're doing, but I don't know.
Do both.
I think about that stuff like Metroidvania style, where like the first time I play through it, I don't have the item that
Oh
is
yeah, it was
required
absolutely
to do the thing.
uh Mega Man. You're like, I go back to this level with the
Yeah,
buzz saw, and I'm like, eat shit.
I need the hook shot to get across the river, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe you get stuck and you don't know what to do, and that's even worse. So it would need more messaging if that was like actually how the level works, where you need to go unlock some character from somewhere else. I guess you can't necessarily anticipate what order players are going to get each yard too, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
I mean, essentially, it is a pretty big sandbox with sections in it. But like, we've built in like the expectation that like you play for a while and then you decide I want to piece out and collect my stuff, and because it's like an audit at the end of a level, like you're enforcing the fact someone is going to start on a new map in order to have the bonus crap that they unlock. Like it, that may not land well, but like that, I think it's awesome, and I think it's going to like play really well. But some people will absolutely not like it. Like, what do you mean? I gotta like this is a hard prestige. Like we're not a roguelike game. We're about as hard as you can get, saying that you have to end your level in order to collect your stuff as you can get without being actually roguelike.
yeah. You have to leave the dungeon with your loot.
What we're saying is that this is actually an extraction shooter
Yeah.
disguised
Yep.
as a
Yeah.
inventory system disguised as a yard that you bootstrap in,
In that one way, yeah.
so to speak.
Update the tags on Steam.
Now,
I
in
mean, I don't mind any of that. Although I want to go back to what you said, where some people might not like that.
Mhm.
Like, what was it that they won't like? Having to do a level twice to get everything from it.
Mhm. And potentially, I don't even. Yeah, like that idea that it it may be numerically, mathematically, like approaching zero hard to clear an entire map the first time you go in it. But I don't know.
I think as long as it's clear that, okay, I've done everything I could on this map except for the stuff that requires me to have unlocked Karen, and I can't unlock Karen on this map.
Yeah, there's a couple like thematic. Here's one thing that I'm not going to do anything about it. I want to see how people play it, but like I wonder if it's very conducive to unlocking Karen in farm to table, and the first thing you want to do when you unlock Karen from farm to table is go back and play farm to table again. But I think no matter what, like we're pretty committed to like the player needs to be okay with going in and starting fresh. Like the game is about bootstrapping up to something of your own creation. But the idea of I've got to leave this place to unlock Karen, Karen is present in this place from there on out. I don't know. That might leave some weird feelings.
What if, okay, so farm to table is the example level we're working with. What if there's farm to table and it doesn't have Karen? And
there's farm to table too, and it does.
Yeah, and then when you complete farm to, and when you do whatever you deemed required in farm to table, you unlock Karen and farm to table 2, which has Karen. Yeah. And the level's like a copy paste and a tweak of farm to table 1.
I would go so far as to say this is more of like a design guidance sort of thing where you should never, if you're unlocking someone in a level, so we don't know exactly where you will unlock them. I would sooner just make farm to table 2 its own more unique thing, because I don't think it's that hard to just do a new one. Even if it's the same size map, even if it's got some similar components to it, what Karen does for you is different enough where like you'd want to leverage it, that it would just make sense to not do a close dupe. But I do see your point. Like we can't guarantee it, but the first level that it's like known possible to unlock someone, maybe not. I don't know. I do see your point. Like
just trying to communicate clearly with players really is. I think that's what's important. So whether it's within the level, there's like, a character that's talking to you about like, oh man, Karen's on vacation, right? Or something like that.
we are almost an hour in. Do we want to talk about estimate stuff?
I think we want to do something before that too. But yes, we can move on.
Sweet.
I have my notes. Yeah. So last week we spent some time gray boxing out the wireframes for the realtor screen, which is the screen where you're going to elect to start a new game on a new yard with new stuff and new characters. And then we also worked out the screen where you select the next yard that you play on. So from that, sorry, gotta collect my stuff that's bouncing. Okay, turn that up.
One more move. One more turn.
Let me switch over to some different windows.
Windows 95.
It's not gonna. It's not gonna be Windows 95.
Oh, sweet! We got hit by a bot. Cheap viewers on blah 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 blah.
Oh, Stream Boo again.
Yeah,
can we? Is there anything we can do about that? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I don't really care. I always call them out. I give them the free advertising. And
you always click on the link. Guys, don't click on that link. Don't reward them. Can I stream two when I can't, can I?
I don't know. I don't know.
If I do one and two, does that work? No, not really.
What are you trying to encapsulate?
Well, maybe I'm just going to stream the whole window, the whole browser window, not the whole desktop.
You cleared off a couple shelves.
Yeah, halfway done.
Is that where
I
your
gotta-
mini? Is that where your minis are gonna go?
No, I'm just getting the crap off them so I can move them behind me, which is a little more of an interesting backdrop. Okay, back to using my computer to do things. This. All right, does that work?
There we go.
All right, we just need the brainstorm here in the roadmap. Okay, so phase 4.
I think our live stuff is actually delayed by quite a bit by going through Restream. It'd be something to consider.
I wonder how much. I wonder.
It's still it's at 57. It's at 58 minutes right now. It's still got you playing Cruft.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that might be a terminal amount of delay.
It makes chatting hard, right?
It sure does. I mean, likewise, I could just pop this thing open. It's at.
All right. So this is the bit we need to break down. That there's a realtor contact in your phone. There's a button that allows you to pack up and leave.
I think the Restream link is just slow and old. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. So on the realtor screen, we actually need the realtor has a portrait. We have this box that says text here. Text here. What's the text here? Is this coming from the realtor? Is this data driven?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. What is the text here? The text there is not unlike the shops have a thing right next to the picture. I'm not exactly sure what I'll use it for, but I don't think it should be empty, and I think it's an opportunity to put some like semi-level referential stuff in there. So right now with the shops, I was using it a little bit to like for me to be able to tell when Otto was charging 120% and selling it 120% versus 150 versus 180.
Right.
So
or when Public Works is in a water drought.
Yeah. And so it can always be left blank, but that space there, like, I feel like the realtor is all the contacts are very they're all level centric now, and it's like a good opportunity for her to have some quips or quip about what's going on there. But I don't actually have a concrete thing that I'm going to put there yet.
It sounds like we want it coming from data. Does it come from the level data then, since it's a quip about the level you're on?
I think that the realtor has some sort of entry system that ties it to the level in the way that a character for a shop is tied to a level.
That feels much bigger. So there are multiple realtors, one for each level.
Yeah, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? It's totally unnecessary. Strike that. We don't. I don't.
I think it can be coming from the realtor, but because it's based on the level, I think I want to staple it onto the level table.
Yeah, let's table that for now. Like as soon as you asked that question, I walked through the flow of it, and I was like, it doesn't make any sense. Make this static, and it can just be entered somewhere in a code file for now. I don't want to not use this space, and this might just be good for like a couple bullet points of just WTF is this contact?
Yeah, it might just be like we might just need to say something like when you're ready to move on.
Yep. Press the big red button.
Yeah. Okay.
And here are the achievements you'll get.
Right. Okay. So then the next element on here is the summary of what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the big button. I had this idea after we talked about it last. I'm going to run it by you so you can tell me what you think. What if it's a DocuSign kind of box, and when you tap on it and hold, then the signature draws out, and that's your confirm button sequence.
That
You're
sounds
signing the lease.
that sounds wild. I love it. Are we going to force the person to put their signature in at the start?
No.
And truly test the bounds of data capture? Be like, we don't save your signature to our website. We just start selling people's signatures.
We could write their Steam account name in a cursive font.
Yeah. That'd be pretty tight.
Okay. So just be copying and pasting text for a minute. Solve. View code. By code, I mean UIKit stuff. I think the portrait takes like no time. Static description.
Or 2.5 times no time.
Nothing takes no time. I
know.
Being incorrect. But these static things take very little time.
I think that's a really cool representation of it. Of just like sign the thing off. I wonder if someday there is some sort of recouping that happens.
I know it's really hard not to like go full into
like, shouldn't we get money for this?
Yeah, and that might be feedback we just get right away too. Like,
I think when that day comes, it's going to be centered on you having a house somewhere. We'll see.
I'm looking through the achievements tasks to see if just to make sure I'm not duping this, because this is technically achievements work now that I think about it more.
It looks double good when you knock out 2 tasks for the same work. Hey, Will,
This is what's that?
you hit F11.
How's that work?
A little easier to see.
It'll be harder for me to switch back, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I pack them and leave, I see which achievements I got, but I think this is more of the leave fanfare. Turn my items, progress warning.
It is leave fanfare. It is like preordained in the realtor. So there may be some work about like just elevating those things.
Yeah. I think that's a different task. This one, I'm wondering if it's a dupe, though. The Chivo app shows a summary of the achievements you would unlock if you leave now. Is that
So the
not necessary if the
the
realtor shows you this?
the I think it's still necessary, and I think it is duplicated. The Chivo app shows you the full look at what you will get by virtue of the fact that it's highlighted, what you could get, which is your progress on some, and some that you have no progress on. It's like the full view of all the possible achievements you could ever get. And it has states for things like you will leave with this right now, you have it right now. It has states for you are X% of the way there, not percent, but like you're X out of this for these things. The realtor isn't going to show everything, but it does need to show you, like, just so you don't have to go back to the other screen, like this is exactly what you'll leave with. Nothing in progress. The covenant.
Yeah, like this information shows up in 3 different places at varying levels of detail.
Yeah.
Here it shows up at probably the highest level of abstraction, the least level of detail. It's just showing you what you've got now, and it's not showing you, doesn't have to show you why you've got it, no. But when we're on the realtor screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, and then we need this. I need to turn this into an actual. It's a really long task. Just, I don't know, arbitrarily split this into 2. And we could, I mean, honestly, we could punt on this. This is like totally polished kind of stuff, but I still got to put it in here. And I'm not really sure what this is going to entail. This might be kind of some work.
I mean, if it feels kind of work, I'd sooner have you put it in there and then be like, you know what, and nix it than find out later.
Yeah. I think showing a summary of what achievements you get might actually have to happen later, because like I don't have any achievement information to query.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to drag this down here. Yeah, once the controller exposes that data to other systems, we can go have the realtor screen populate that list. So it'll just have like a static icon for now. I did not. kind of hard to guess how long this is going to take at this point because I don't know how the controller works, but
Wing it.
that's a safe guess.
There you go. That's in weeks, right?
That's in hours.
Yeah.
That's in hours. We break it down into weeks here based on how many coding hours I get based on my schedule. Okay. So now the next arc of work is about the realtor screen. And I feel mostly good about it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. And then the other screen to break down is this thing. So once we can sign on the line, we'll need to go here.
Yep. What's next is really what that is.
Here's what I'm maybe gonna do.
It's not the worst idea in the world. Take it with you.
All right. So there's a bunch of kind of flow between pressing that button and actually going that I think we can skip for now. Not like skip doing, but just skip talking about.
Agreed.
Yeah, here, this line is doing a ton of work. When I pack up and leave, I can select from a few yards.
Yeah, it's
That's
doing some lifting.
That's like a whole. This is a whole set of UI stuff. So okay. When I pack up and leave, I go to the all right, what do we actually call this screen?
The pick the next yard screen.
Okay.
It's concretely what it is.
All right, so just going to a screen, not much.
It is populated with up to 4 maps.
I'd call it PNY screen.
I like it. Isn't PNY a brand of some sort?
I can picture the logo, but I can't
I
picture
know,
the
right?
product.
PNY is a video card GPU brand. I talk about like two freaking video game nerds. Haven't I seen that before? And you're absolutely right. It's a generic PNY, like just with a bold font.
It displays the realtor's portrait.
I want to make sure that there's default text in the text box, even when you don't have something selected, so it doesn't say this list is empty.
Yeah. Okay. PNY screen displays descriptive text for each
For the selected yard.
for the selected yard. Yeah. And then when there is no selected yard, the descriptive text is still useful.
It's a good way to put it.
Talked about the portrait. Talked about the yard. I guess before we can have descriptive. This order is going to look a little weird, right? Trust me.
I believe
Descriptive
you.
text is still useful, and then before we can show text for the selected yard, uh, I can
I can select a yard.
yeah. This is probably just using more built-in Unity UI stuff, but I'll give it a little bit more time because sometimes that's fussy.
It's been a bit fussy.
Sometimes it doesn't work the way you want, and then you have to do it yourself. Okay, then we can do that, which would be pretty easy. I'm assuming I'm going to end up putting yard descriptions in level data as well.
Sure. Yep.
Do we have that anywhere?
It's a fine question.
Level stable source activities, character set.
As a description.
Why hold?
Prospector's Pass. Strike the earth. There's value in that dirt. Beyond just food for plants.
Oh, okay. So
metals, baby.
we already have it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it called in the table?
Description.
Okay.
Got to be real careful when we go over that table now and we're live. He's got like cheat codes all through it.
Maybe that's a reason to watch the stream.
It's true. I thought about the same thing, but I'm all for showing our tables as we work, but one of them's a little radioactive.
Yeah, this is our first. Ooh, it's awkward that we're streaming.
No. I mean, not for me, only because like I'm used to streaming model crap and like alt tabbing over to something is like 5 minutes before I stream. I'm like closing 8 windows and moving this over there, but. I don't know. It would be a happy problem to have. And we would just change that. There's a PF name.
Didn't we look up the? Oh.
So what a yard consists of on here is a name, its size. You probably have to dig through the location template to get that.
Plot map. I remember we looked this up recently.
Yeah, there's a thumbnail image. Thumbnail
plan called the plot.
All right. Well, there's a column
thumbnail
for
image
thumbnail image for it. Yep.
Okay, so a yard entry display. It doesn't just have it displays a name, a size, a thumbnail image.
Yep.
It's got all those character portraits, right?
Yep. So you have to dig in and find what characters are available in that yard.
I'm gonna put name, dimensions, and thumbnail image all in the same task because those are
go dig for it.
And then yard entry displays the portraits of the available characters of the characters available.
And it'll also need a state for whether or not they are locked.
Okay.
I do wonder if they're going to need, I was going to say TMI, but just more information. But I wouldn't want to put it in there till we're doing mouse over stuff. So I'm going to table it for now, but just put the bug in your ear that like it might make sense to be able to mouse over them and be like, have just a statement. Excuse me for the yawn. Have a statement about like what their shop's about, specific to the level. I wouldn't worry about it right now. I just want to make sure that I've harassed you about it, but not put it into work.
We already have that info in data.
That's a good
Do
question.
characters like have a?
Oh, do they? That's a good question. We might. They do have a greeting that we very little use.
Cool.
Yeah, so you could just go get it. And it is by all the characters are by level now. So I don't want a dedicated place for it. It would be mouse over if we did it. Good memory.
Mouse over character portrait. A tool. I mean, maybe this is just finally time to do stupid tooltips.
I think it is time to do stupid tooltips.
Mouse over character portrait tooltip appears with their greeting.
Sure.
Greeting text.
Yeah, and that's very specifically the name.
Overlay for graph. This is all UI. This one's a little bit bigger than the others because there's like a
Shenanigans.
probably not going to be more than an hour, but it's a little bit of a query. This is work, and it's like the other stuff. It's just making basic data appear. Oh, so we'll need the. Can I move this? Yes. Locked portrait overlay. All right. How we do it? I can select a yard. I have yard entries with name, dimensions, thumbnail image, portraits of the characters available there, an overlay for locked characters, a tooltip for characters with their greeting text.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then there's the button to select it.
Let's go button. Previously known as the Let's Effin' Go button. And we probably want to put confirmation on that just because it is kind of a big commit. Like, if you say I want to play this level, we don't have a way for you to come back here. You are going to be dumping out this. I mean, you could just leave immediately from. Maybe we don't need a confirmation button. What's the worst that happens? You walk into a new level. Your stuff will be spat.
The worst that happens is I'm looking at my yards, and then my cat. I don't have a cat, but my invisible cat, my imaginary cat,
I don't have a cat.
jostles my elbow, and I click a button I didn't mean to click, and now I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
That's what I think the worst that happens is.
Yeah.
And I don't. I really. I mean, we did this for the realtor button as well, where you got to press and hold.
Yeah, let's do press and hold here. I think that's good. I still remember the long debates I would get from people in terms of press and hold, and there was staunch UI people that are like, press and hold's never going to be a thing. You can't do it on mobile, can't do it on console. Like, these crazy people that were just like, what? And now it is so common.
I think it's just a little more work, takes a little more pizzazz.
Yeah, it does, but there was
it's not just a basic button that you click, so it's more work. I think that's where the resistance is. It's just
it's certainly true. I also think that it was right before UX became a very common discipline. And so the discipline was just UI. And a lot of people were doing UX work, but it wasn't as scientific. And it's just that idea of like people are never going to use that thing. It's going to annoy everyone. And you're like, well, and then 5 to 8 years later, every game has it. It just happens with so many things. Like,
Yeah.
are people
Yeah,
gonna buy?
right.
Are people gonna buy your
It
game
was
$2.99
it
at
was
a
extra
time?
work to do it the first time, and then fast forward to when your competitors are doing it. Now you have to do it.
Yeah, now you have to do it. And I'm not saying it's like fantastic and great and everyone should want to do it, but the
I like
idea
it
that
better than the annoying confirm pop-ups. That's for sure.
yeah,
My brain went blank. What am I trying to do? Oh, I'm trying to categorize this task. This is more UI work. At some point, it'll be interesting to tally up all the time spent and look at it per category.
that will be interesting. Normally, I don't care about that stuff, but in this case, like, I do think it will be interesting. Look at like
It's going to be a lot of view level work, and it'll also probably be skewed by like my own worldview on what work is. But
certainly, I'm painting my thumbnail in necrotic flesh right now.
I know that that's the name of a paint,
Yes.
but if I didn't know that, that would be a funny sentence. When I press, I guess this has a little bit of a controller element to it. And then this actually kicks off the new game. Like
it does.
Once we've done that, we're done.
That is the
screen.
Let's go.
How did I cost going to this screen? I think this will be more costly than getting here. Can you cancel from this screen? Is there any going back once you are here?
No.
Okay.
You already went through an entire flow that was like, "Yo, dog, you sure you want to move
really,
out?"
Yeah. So okay. The next task is pretty sizable, which is like all of the cleanup of the old yard.
Yes.
So this task doesn't need to account for that. It's just going to be a scene transition, hopefully.
It's a scene transition, all the associated loading, making sure you took all the van stuff along for the ride.
Yeah, that's actually broken out elsewhere, so I'm not going to cost that. I think it's just.
Love when you say
I think
that.
this is just triggering the scene transition, and yeah, programmer stuff happens from this point on.
Programmer stuff.
Yeah, and then the next task is when I arrive at a new yard, I still have whatever was in my van. Yards have a subtype. Oh, we're not done with this screen though, because there's something very secret.
Oh yeah, that's right. Secret codes. Not such a secret anymore, are you, secret codes? I don't know why I don't paint my fingernails more often, considering I'm sitting in front of a cornucopia of acrylic paints.
Is that all nail polish is acrylic paint?
No, it's got gloss and stuff in it that like this thumbnail
So it's
will not.
glossy acrylic paint.
It's I mean essentially I think it's got like the equivalent of its own varnish in it, but kind of sort of like I would put it this way. I think they're identical to the purposes of a dude like me who doesn't really paint his nails. I think I would be shocked if there wasn't an amazing amount of nuance, but there is, just there's acrylic paint for nails. Like I think I have to put varnish over this if I wanted it to even remotely stay. But whatever. I'm just being fidgety, so good color.
What is it called? Text input field? I think it's called text input field.
How romantic.
These are pretty simple to put up, and then this next task will be to, if I enter the correct code in the text put field, the appropriate level appears on the right edge of the yards. And normally this would be easy, but we have to rotate it a little bit. And I actually think Unity is going to fight me hard on that. So
It might. I
yeah,
my gut reaction was like, probably not that tough. And now I wonder.
it was really easy to do in Miro.
Yeah. Touche. Touche.
Okay, so this is all the stuff we just added. Oh, these two don't have estimates. This is probably pretty. It's probably pretty easy.
Can you read it out loud?
Oh, if an available character is locked, the portrait displays that via an overlaid graphic. That's probably pretty easy. Oh, and then the tool. I put the tooltip thing in here as a maybe, but this actually blows out into a whole bunch of other tasks if that's actually what we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, the big question is like, how much stuff is necessary for literally day zero of early access?
I mean, this is not. I mean, this is not strictly necessary. No.
I don't think that it is. I do imagine this is the kind of thing where I might think it's very, very important and then not. But I do think we're going to need it in the game in a lot of places. But a lot of the earliest feedback I think we're going to want to be focused on the high level structure of the game itself. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think it's day zero, but I don't think it's day 90.
Yeah.
I think I'm
No,
gonna.
I'm like, the more I think about it, the more important I think it is. My like knee jerk reaction was like, it's not strictly necessary,
Fuck them.
but it'll be really important for teaching people stuff, which is just really important.
I will sum it up as I don't think it's day zero, and I think I will regret every day we don't have it. Or lament, not regret.
First post early access update.
I think so.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it down here.
There's too many reasons to just hang on to the thing, and I really desperately want some amount of feedback while every last bit of UI isn't completely refined. Like there is something about it's not like we're gonna get, 10,000 people day zero just be like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this game. Oh, we screwed it up. Like getting some
we got 10,000 people done.
it'd be dope. But getting some very early feedback just on the, sort of like we did with the demo. It's like, here's a bunch of stuff. Let's see what you do with it. That'd be very valuable. And I also think a lot of people try to oversolve UI and UX before anyone has a chance to actually play it. And so leaving some space for players to say, I really wish, when I moused over this recipe, something popped up and told me X, Y, and Z. I'd rather hear that 10 times and do it than guess, put half of that in there, be committed to it, and have another 50% of stuff that isn't necessary. Like,
we've definitely heard the feedback during Next Fest that like I've seen comments that were like, I wish that there was tooltips instead of having to look
Yep.
from over here to over here.
I'm not denying that in
Maybe
any
not
way,
10
shape, or
times.
form, but a little bit more would be good. Some of our demo feedback is all really good, thankfully. I just want to see, not for very long. So I think it is very much like maybe I just am a masochist and I want to suffer a little bit. Um, I don't think that's true.
I'm remembering us talking about some of the games that we've both enjoyed, and they're all
grimy as
pretty
fuck.
suffery games. So like maybe we should pause a little longer and think about that. Maybe.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like,
I don't want to. I don't want to hold the train up. My biggest fear is getting into that loop where we're like, we'll do early access another time, another time, another time. I think we got to face the music on this one. I think we got to get it in there, and I think probably right after we do it, then we'll do mouse over. But it's too easy to be the game that never gets public criticism, and I for me this is like the exact line on which like I'm willing to eat it for a week or two if it means that we get. I don't want to put off the week or two of learning how to operate this thing live for mouse over text.
it's hard to know where to draw the line because I've never implemented. Actually, that's a lie. I have implemented tooltips before. I mean, I think we're talking about maybe 8 hours of coding to get everything that I need. Like, the tooltips themselves are pretty easy, but all the structures to trigger them properly in a way that's reusable, and knowing how to actually, like, knowing what the actual data to flip up is takes a little bit longer.
What
And
is
this is maybe like 2 days of work.
yeah,
If it goes well.
if it goes well. So what is the sum of the left column that's just in the view right now? Can you just like underneath when I see a yard for the first time, it has the new badge. Can you just sum that whole column? Go left 3, left arrow
I mean,
3.
like one of these
Yeah, some that column within the gray bounds just below
just here.
in that gap. Yeah, 24.05.
Oh, that's the low estimate, and then
Well, you said
24 to 30.
You said a couple days if all goes well, and
Yeah, okay.
you know that's what I'm talking about. Is that like let's just get the thing out there.
It's a 12th of the overall body of work to get the metagame loop done.
Yeah. It's also going to be like 5 people.
Is that bad? No, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad math. It's not a 12.
It's not a 12th, but like all I'm saying is that like we need to. I am far more concerned with someone going, I don't like this game, than we got to roll. We'll take our licks.
Sure. That's more important than hearing, I wish there were tooltips.
Yes, and then we can
in a way that's good feedback.
We can act like we never had this debate live on camera, and then the week later be like, we listened to everything that you said, and here are the tooltips that we never thought we were going to do. That's the beauty of candidly having these discussions in front of people.
All right. I think we're good. I think I'm done with this. I think our feature creep score is a quarter of a week. That's how much the number went up.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So what do you want to get into next?
I'm going to look up, into the old meeting dump because we do take notes before these things we want to bring up. I'll just hit my two dealies. I told you last week that we were applying for an Amazon grant.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. There's like they have a like small business showcase thing, and they do grants of I think it's up to $25,000, and you just fill out a form. Um, the form does need to link to stuff like your employee identification number. You can't just like wing it and be like, "Hi, I'm Marty. Can I have $25,000?" They do ask you like, how do you anticipate using Amazon stuff in the future? And so, it was pretty easy to fill out because it was like, hey, we're on Twitch. So that is an Amazon service.
Yep.
Jeffrey, consider us. But also like, AWS in the future. And they're like, hey, what kind of stuff would you spend money on? And I was like, well, I was talking about business partner the other day, and there was like the showcase we could have done, but we don't have a dedicated laptop and any other peripherals. So I just basically filled all that stuff. I think it's a long shot.
Yeah.
Because I think
did you put in any of the possible AWS needs we talked about?
I did. So you only get 250 characters per thing. It's got to be short. I basically like 3 sentences too long. So I did put in that like we'd be able to more aggressively make more connected games if we were aggressively using AWS. Like that was like, and I was like, we're not doing that till we make some money. So I didn't actually flip the bird to the form, but that was kind of the point. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's like it's filling out a form into the void. But you filled out a bug the other day and it got fixed by whoever that was. So like,
yeah. Yep.
And $25,000 at this point would be pretty life-changing money. So there's that.
Yep.
And quite literally, like we should have a dedicated laptop that we can just pick up and go to like
I know
show the game. Like
that's a painful thing. Actually,
speaking of bootstrapping,
you know what? A fantastic person offered me a Mac laptop, thinking that we might need it for builds. But we could easily use the same thing. Oh, I'd have to make.
No, you said the M word.
I said it on stream.
We'll figure it out. Yes, you are on stream, but
yeah, we'd have to make it work on Mac, which it doesn't right now.
We'll figure it out. We'll get some revenue in. Get it all sorted. It's one step at a time. But anyway, that would be cool if that came through, because then we'd be able to just like any prototyping we were doing for something that needed connectivity, we'd be using it so minimally that we're like, okay, let's just spend the money on it. The other thing I wanted to bring up that I put in my notes for this meeting was we got to start coming up with a regular schedule for Steam builds, and I need to just get back into that flow again. Anyone who's already got a key, those are lifetime keys. So like we do have people on the Discord that will be able to just test what we got. So that's good. I don't think we're there yet, but that will eat up some of my time. Not a crazy amount. It's I've gotten it down pretty quick. But I think as we zero in, we need to define what a testable build is and be ready to start pushing it up to Steam and having our small cohort of folks via the Discord like pull down builds, see how it goes.
Yeah, I want to. So because we're talking about builds, and I know that our build system is you manually doing this stuff. Is it time to revisit any amount of automation around that?
I think it's not quite, but I think before actual early access, let's go through the loop a couple times here. See, it's been a while. Like we were pushing stuff for the demo pretty regularly, and then like we've just been working on getting the game to the point that it can have a campaign in it. I think the answer to that is very soon. But I wasn't left
What is
with
soon? Needing automation or knowing?
having a real discussion about it. I
Okay.
did not run into any BS. I mean, we were running builds for the demo pretty regularly, and it didn't feel like a massive tax on me. Um, so we might not need anything, but I think maybe what we need is a repository for like not just table discussions, but essentially like a go to market thing. Like we're working on a flexible timeline that we want to get this thing into early access so people can get their hands on it, play it, critique it, give feedback, have that feedback start getting regularly folded in. But leading up to that, there's probably a few questions we need to ask ourselves, so to speak, um, ahead of it. I'm actually going to throw this in the brainstorm. Miro. Is there a section that?
What are you throwing in there? Because I can't see what you got.
Yeah. We have a a road to launch, and now we have a road to NextFest or from NextFest to early access. I'm just going to add some notes in there. Questions to answer. Discussions. Automation for Steam process. I think we'll need to have some like head check conversations before we push the button. And that's definitely one of them. When we push the big red button to go live, we shouldn't do that unless we feel like our process is right enough to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's been copacetic in the context we were developing, and now it's, I mean, the heat's going to go up and it's going to be harder to do the same. I mean, it could be harder. There's all the normal arguments about automation too. Like you can't do it wrong. You can't do it differently if it's all automated. Humans are good at doing things differently. It's definitely an investment in safety and stability to just have that stuff taken off your list of manual tasks. I also wonder. I know that we're not trying to have this discussion now, but I'm still going to put these arguments
No,
out
go
there.
for it. We can chat about anything.
Like,
now's the time.
it's like you're like, yeah, like you're not annoyed at these tasks, but like, how much time are you spending on them?
The
And that's going to
main
be multiplied for every time we need to make a change that gets pushed out.
the fulcrum of what's in my head of like maybe I don't give a crap right now is that there's still a bunch of stuff I have to input even if it's automated. Like unless I want to at the end of the day button up and trust it like reading from Discord or build notes and me not hand going over them anyway just for like language and whatever.
Yeah, we're not going to automate build notes, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so like there's still even if there was a button that made it just go, the things I have to put in anyway are kind of the bulk of the work to do it. But I do want to leave the conversation open so that like I want to have that last chat before we go live so that if there's something I've run into now having done it another 10 times and I'm like, okay, this part can go fast, then I want to make sure we don't just breeze forward. That's a verbose way of saying putting a pin in it, but putting that pin on the calendar.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Sweet. So the next week of work is very much like the realtor and pick next PNY screen. That is not. Yeah. Is that next for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Very much the next task is putting the bar at the bottom of the phone for the realtor to be separate from the shops, and then filling that out. We're just kind of blazing that trail around the meta loop. So now that we can have different yards, we need the ability to transition from one yard to a new yard.
So at that point, the difference between pressing continue or start new on the main menu is a big deal.
Yes, there might be. It might be time to remove new game, or at least bury it deeper.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we will not have any of the like level to level continuity of I got this achievement, therefore this thing is unlocked until after you've got being able to load different levels, right?
Right.
So we're safe for a while.
We finish Meta Loop before any achievement stuff comes online.
Yeah, so we can hold on that for a bit because like it'll honestly at the top level just for going in repeatedly and doing stuff and debugging things, it'll be fine. And B, you don't lose anything. There's no memory right now of the place you did last. So
yeah, it's like starting. It's like picking. Well, it's not picking, but it's like leaving a yard to start a new game.
Harumph. Yeah, we can hold off on that for a bit. But I would say, if things go well for me this week, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. By the end of this week, I should have 2 more levels in. I still won't have the tutorial redone, but it'll be as functional as it was before. Correct? Because the tutorial, like the hard...
the tutorial is functional. What it doesn't do anymore, it doesn't restrict you. We made it so you couldn't open the unlock pop-up for everything except the magnet, and even that only at a certain point. That logic's been pulled out because that was kind of hacky.
I need you to re-describe that. I didn't grok what you were saying.
There's 2 things that no longer happen in the tutorial.
Okay.
One of them, I'm actually going to describe a totally different one because this one's easier to explain.
Okay.
One of them is it no longer unlocks all characters on completion.
Okay.
We just assume that at the start of the level, all the characters you need to interact with are unlocked.
Okay.
And I think that works for both the first yard you ever play, and subsequent yards. The thing that we used to do was your tutorial yard had a bunch of different stuff you plop down for me to unlock with deeds. What is that called?
Locked locations.
Yeah, so what we used to do was prevent you from clicking on, say, the mine in the tutorial and seeing that pop up and spending deeds on it when you
shouldn't yet.
Yeah, because you need to use your first 2 deeds on the magnet for the tutorial script to work. So we kind of had a hacky thing that prevented you from even opening that pop up, and then once you hit a certain point in the tutorial, it only allows you to hit the magnet pop-up, the magnet, and open its unlock pop-up.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is gone. I hope it's okay because in the real tutorial yard, the first yard, we don't have to put any of that other stuff that you can't unlock for no reason, right?
Correct. So
we can just put the thing that you're supposed to unlock at the end of the tutorial.
So this answers my question.
That special casing can go away
nicely, more thoroughly than I was expecting. So when I say I still have to redo the tutorial, it's that the stuff works. It's just that the content of it doesn't match. What I need to do for the tutorial is make like a 20 by 20 map that only has a couple of unlockable things, and some of those cost like 12.
You're
14.
Good to make a much more focused tutorial now.
And it doesn't blow out to being able to do anything that we put in the game
Right.
so far.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
good.
there's a move that we don't want you to be able to do, you don't have to make it possible to do it.
Okay, sweet. All right, so I do need to fully rebuild it, and it
Yep.
will quote unquote just work. Good. So that said, what we'll
Way
have
better than XP just works.
touche. So what we'll have at the end of this week is 3 levels that are playable. There's no continuity between them, but you can pick them. I mean, not like if everything goes nicely. Our next steps. I shouldn't even say the end of this week. Like whenever you get through that chunk of stuff, and I get through my chunk of stuff.
Try to make a good guess at when that'll land.
The when isn't the important part of the conversation. The what I'm saying is like what gets packaged up will have a sense of completion to it in that at some point things will line up where I can pick my levels. There's 3 to pick from. That I think is our first build that we put up on Steam because it's worth any one of the folks that has a key playing through and giving feedback.
Yeah, that
I will
first
be there
chunk
for it.
of tasks in the spreadsheet there that I'm in the middle of now for the meta loop. Completing that is a checkpoint that I agree should be a build. There won't be achievements,
Yep.
but it'll be reasonably complete as far as like the flow goes.
I won't feel bad giving it to Badger to go play.
Right, right, and we're not saying this is going up publicly, but it's going up. For those
we got keys in the wild.
Yeah.
That's good, and that I think is a good like checkbox, like not lighthearted checkbox. That's a good solid checkbox thing of like from that point now we are at least getting solid feedback on the levels and how they play, and then folding in the additional stuff later is when it's going to get really complex. But that also, my point is that like this body of work we're talking about right now gets us back on the train of pushing to Steam, having people point out the horrific things we've done in our Discord, and being able to adjust to them.
Right.
It means we're back.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. You had, let's see, on your list of stuff, review the state of the location work. Sweet. Make a build and test it a bit. Break yard reel till wireframes down to task. Got that. Estimates on tasks. Got that.
Yep.
Good.
Just got that stupid XP not working, bud. Let's see what else is on near term.
I mean, it seems like we're in a pretty decent spot. Like, I just want to make sure that we're always in a position where we know where we're at, we know where we want to go long term, and we know what like the next week or so gets us to something that like it feels like there's a sizable accomplishment made, and that feels like we're there.
Yeah, I think if we can get to the, let's see, picnic yard screen and I mean honestly being able to get to the pick next yard screen and click the button that picks it would be a pretty good spot by the next stream. I'll stake put my stake in the ground on that. That's what I'm going to try and get done.
Crap, I need to get my shit together then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll need the realtor's portrait. We'll need some level thumbnails, and we'll need that locked portrait overlay.
Need any of that? We need the levels.
We have levels.
The other 2 are not levels right now.
They're levels in the strictest sense of the term.
They are not something you would want to go in and play, as opposed to grabbing this amazing picture of a realtor from our wireframe with a big green R in it is an acceptable realtor picture. I will make all of those things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want us to be like, "Hey, I send you to a level like that." That's
goes
like, yeah, I'm gonna knock them out. That's what I need to do.
out. I mean, we don't need 3 either. It could start with just 2.
Three's a
And we could
magic
also
number.
probably ship this without the secret code stuff.
Eh,
By ship, I mean
eh.
float up a build
We got a
for.
nice aggressive timetable. Get in the zone. Let's just do it.
Right.
You're not lamenting the work you have to do. I'm lamenting the work I have to do.
I'm not lamenting the work you have to do.
Yeah. You like making games. Apparently, it's problematic for me. I'm excited. I'm very excited to be able to like actually pick and choose. These would be dope. And like Thursday next stream, like yeah, there'll be some stuff that it's rickety, but it'd be nice to be able to just like show the progress, rock it out.
I mean, I'm not going to feel bad if we get to Thursday and I don't have that stuff working. Like,
Yeah, I won't feel bad. We'll have something working. And I'll have 2 more fillings by then.
oh yeah, you have all this dentist time between now and then.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna like my evenings are free now. And fill them up. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. The first level made under this like regime of stuff definitely like knocked off a ton of ring rust. Got it going. It's not tough. It's a decent amount of fun. I think the other thing is that like they need my bar for like, all right, is this a playable level? Is like, could I come in through this menu and start bootstrapping up and like theoretically play for hours and have a good time doing it? There's no way to make them perfect without the continuity yet, so not gonna weep over it. I can already see though by watching some play just like how horrifying the deed costs are on this. But like once again, like going to be Chivos that ease that up. This is still an early level, but like, how long to unlock a mine? Like, woof.
I didn't feel like the starting deed costs were that bad.
That's why you get feedback. And I mean,
Felt
from
like,
you, like, I'm like, okay, that's good feedback.
I felt like I felt like I was getting deeds faster than I could decide what to do with them.
Painful watching you get
It's painful watching me get seeds.
deeds. Deeds and seeds.
I just want to see if this is consistently see what that worked.
It did work. What didn't work? Oh wait, you're not in Unity now. Ha ha.
Yeah. So I was testing it in Unity,
Yeah.
and it was
Sorry, I didn't realize
it was working.
Yep.
Now instead of doing build, I did build and run, which we know handles the game Steam ID a little bit differently. I'm wondering if it didn't work in the build because it wasn't communicating with Steam.
Be a little scary.
Because we have to register Steam stats towards achievements, and if that doesn't work, then you don't get XP.
Oh, you're saying if the system just falls over because it didn't talk to anyone, maybe you're just
Yeah. I'm not saying that's by design, but
yeah, okay,
that's what happens.
yeah. No, that makes good sense.
If you can't contact Steam, it goes, all right, I'm not tracking. What do I need so I can craft something? I need seeds.
I need to make like a super cyan, super Sarah version where her hair is just like all yellow and on fire and lightning. It's
I
also
think we
hilarious.
fun to give everybody sort of like profile picture updates every now and then.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
New
It's also
profile
funny that she
pictures.
looks nothing like that anymore. Like that was already an old picture to begin with. Got all this money, spend it.
Still a brilliant photo.
So cheap. Buy a sawhorse and a gun.
But you can buy a cow.
Yeah, buy a cow.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah, now you go. Now you're looping.
Or this. Oh. Okay, see, we leveled up, right? Like,
Yeah, it
and
works.
it didn't break when we leveled up. So
Obviously, like this is a stream, so I'm gonna have to ask you this every once in a while. Was the fanfare as frame ratey for you on your end as it was on this
no,
one?
it was fine.
Okay.
It was fine on my end. I have noticed some things that get a little bit more frame rating now that we've got the fixed update happening. Like things will be like when an item is moving somewhere, if there's a big hitch, it will teleport, but it won't do the weird thing where it would like overshoot it by a wild amount.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks normally crummy instead of like weird.
I love it. It looks
Like I
normally
know what a
crummy.
game looks like when it's chugging, and it looks like normal for a game that's chugging.
Per moth. You guys should do a progressive headshots during game development, like Sean Murphy from Hello Games. Just unintentionally look more disheveled per year. I think we're gonna get that naturally just by streaming twice a week, as we
I
just go back and
generally
take
abide by
screenshots.
a one haircut a year rule, so like there'll be like some Doc Samson shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely like. I only trim my beard like probably every couple months. There are definitely times when I'm like, brr, be haggard. The thing is, we'll look decent uh, in the warmer months, and then you'll see us absolutely look like a Gelfling in the Dark Crystal having its soul removed in the middle of winter.
Yeah, the depths of winter are the worst.
True story. Oh man, so
All right,
nice out.
leveled up again. So
Yeah,
it's not.
crushing it. Now let's see how you feel about. I mean, not that there is an enforced point of this level, but like if you were going to, I can emulate that. I could be like, if you saw a screen that had the following achievements on it, and they would give you these things, what would you do right now? Actually, that's a great idea. Where is my stuff? Screen's so big. So there's an achievement that you could 2 masa flour, 2 avocados, 2 peppers, 2 tomatoes will give you all taco recipes, of which there's only one right now, but we need to make more.
That is the perfect achievement to close things out with because today is May 5th.
Oh,
I'm
snap!
making tacos tonight.
I wish I could plan things so well. Nailed it. All right, Taco Tuesday it is. Let's see.
Right.
Let's see if you can do it. I'm not sure that you can. There might be something missing, but you should be able to.
Okay, wait. Say again.
2 masa flour, 2 avocados, 2 peppers.
2 masa flour, 2 avocados. What else?
2 peppers, 2 tomatoes.
2 peppers, 2 tomatoes.
The other one, which would be much harder, would be the riddle of steel, and you'd need a forge and 10 steel ingots. That would be brutal.
No, let's do tacos. So I think I can make masa flour. I think I know how to make masa flour. Need this. Oh, and then I'm gonna need this.
Now, reasonably, you would have probably gotten this one to in a simple farm.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I should have done before I made this build? Pull the data that gives me the magnet.
Oh, I don't think I pushed it.
Ah,
Yeah. Um,
yeah, do that.
what you should do is implement the permanent Chivo system because it's a reward for having the magnet.
Oh, I'll just go do that.
Oh, so this is actually a medium achievement. Would be land claim. That would be, and that's very specifically for this map. Copper mine, iron mine, forge, anvil. That would give you 3 starting deeds in the future. So this one would be about all about like grinding out, getting both of those mines and the forge and the anvil. But you probably don't have time for that. Unless you got good.
Got to get good.
So what is going to be your approach? Are you just going to grow one of each thing, grind it out, do this? Actually, like your approach should be pretty simple, except for
I'm taking the farmer's approach. I'm really just working on feed right now because I'm out of feed and I need craft go away. But yeah,
sweet corn and barley
avocados
all day,
are
baby.
gonna be probably the hard part now.
Yeah. She might actually sell the tree plot. Yeah, she does. It's cheap. Not bad. This is an easy Chivo.
That's a lot of avocados. And then we're gonna need
Is it? What did I say? 10?
avocado. It's a lot of no. This is a lot of avocado trees.
Oh. Oh, she dumped 5 on you?
Yeah,
That's a bug. Whoops. That is a copy paste from a previous line.
finding bugs.
Yeah. I'm
Killing
gonna
it.
pop in here and look over here from where I did that.
All right, corn flour.
Shop templates.
Is that actually is? Wait. So I know that if I'm at the grocery store, corn flour is not the same as masa flour.
Correct. Get wrecked. It says
Oh, I
masa
got the
flour.
wrong. I need a different type of corn, right?
Eat it. Yeah, you do.
I want to eat it. That's why I'm.
Oh, snap. All right. Where are you, Sarah?
Ah, here we go. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Got to be artisanal
That
corn.
was copy paste.
Um,
Yeah, it's supposed to be 5 of each kind of seed. Definitely not 5 avocados.
I make a larger. Do I even need to do that? Maybe not. Grow some of this. Oh, you know what I do want? I do want
How
another
smart you put it in the chat. Good.
one
good
of
move.
these.
All right, the data is built. I'm just gonna check myself before.
Yeah, I have the chat on my like little mini monitor here, so it's actually a lot easier to reference while I have this full screened.
Yes. Multi-monitor support. Magnet truck. Avocados. Asset. All right.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so
Well, good
masa is
citizen.
on its way.
Oh, I gotta pull before I push. Heave. Oh. All right. Now I'm a good citizen who actually checked the crap in.
Okay.
Look at all that corn. Corn explosion.
Do I need to milk? I don't. Okay. What do these look like? Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Here it is. Okay. Oh, I just need water. Where's my water? Here it is. Okay.
That was a good resolution. I was like dreading for a second that there was a bug. Like,
I know. I was like, I was about
I
to
just need water.
blame you for my failure.
In that case, if I'd forgotten to make it available, that would be entirely the kind of mistake I make.
All right. So next we're gonna need. So here's the masa. Avocados are in the works. Peppers and tomatoes.
Can you do me a favor and pull your well in the water out of that little open spot and put all the stuff for the achievement in it? It'll just make me feel better.
Okay.
Now it's like a separate screen. So right
Okay.
now,
Seeds. I need pepper seeds. Tomato seeds. Oh, easy.
it's
For
almost as
some
if
reason, I assumed you meant bell peppers, but now that I see that there
Aha!
are no such thing, I
you will also note she is, I believe, buying wheat flour. So if you do need, not that you need cash money, but
oh, yeah, I hadn't noticed that.
hmm.
Okay, now here's like a usability thing. I forgot what I put in here. I forgot what this is doing, and I have no way of. I mean, I know that this is also a me problem, but
Left click it.
oh my god! But that's only because it's now ready.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
just
maybe don't forget. But
yeah.
also maybe like I mean, if we can show you if we can show you what you're ready to collect,
And we
we
should
can
show
also show you like at least what
what's in
recipe
it.
it's working on.
Yeah.
Like, we can't show you like what you're going to get because we don't know yet. We haven't made that roll, right?
I do think we discussed this at one point, and it was like a little sketch because some of the things are optional, but I don't think it's bad.
No, I think just showing you what all I wanted to know was what recipe it was working on. I didn't need to know whether I was going to get a tomato seed or not. You know what I mean?
But the recipe doesn't have a definition other than the things that it drops. The things that it
It
drops.
has a player-facing name, no?
I don't think so. I doubt it. I don't think no. I don't think it does.
Well, that would make that a little
Oh,
hard.
it does. You know what? It does. It has a player-facing name that I don't think we actually call up anywhere.
Bingo.
Now I gotta make
Yeah,
sure
because
that
no,
column
because
is
I just had this experience trying to debug XP not showing up. I was going through the logs, and I saw a message that my pig was chomping cruft, and I was like, "Oh, that's great. That's a great
It's pretty good.
name." Hey, how come my avocado tree doesn't make avocados?
Yo, what dog?
How do I get my avocado tree, my newly
Oh,
minted avocado tree to make avocados?
Oh, I did break the game for you.
All right. All right. I was close though. Look, I got 3 out of 4. No?
You did. You did. You did. Oh.
2 moss flour, check.
Yeah,
2
avocado
avocados,
tree's not a station.
check.
Oh.
2 peppers, check. 2
I
tomatoes,
tested the daylights out of all the metal oriented stuff.
because this is Prospector's Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. This is great. This is a good reason to get in there and play test the daylights out of it. All right. Let's find the avocado tree. Avocado. Do it live. Fruit. Sapling. Tree avocado. Spread file name, PDF name. Station ID. ST underscore. Tree.
This is fun. I can make all these veggies.
Go into the station table. I'm going to fix it right now. We'll do it live.
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have not collected that avocado tree. Here.
You just grow another one. You got 5 saplings. There's not a recipe for avocado. They've never grown. I don't think so. Avocado oil. Free. A, C, E. Oh, no, there is. Ha ha! Prefaced with fruit. Fruit. Avocado. A. Data builder. I pray to you. Give me no red. All right, let me just check that in. God, what a jerk. I haven't tested this, but
To the left. All right. Did you say you checked it in?
fruit. I'm just making sure I put a check-in note. It's in.
Oh.
What a bum.
You changed item table, recipe table, station table.
Yep.
I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to just pull those recipes into my new game, into my existing game.
I think the recipes do.
Where is the button I need to press? Here it is.
If I remember correct, I think the recipe stuff does fly right in. Shops need an update because they have a state.
Recipes, yeah, recipes are one of the few things that have no instances that persist between games. But the item might not have, you know what I mean? Yeah, like these existing trees, I can't right click. Maybe the one that's about to pop out of here will work.
Sorry, I ruined your day, Will. My incompetent designing skills.
Well, my own incompetences are also going on.
Laid bare.
The way the data doesn't update when you have new data. We convinced ourselves that that's what we want, but part of me is not sure still.
Good. You should just sell those avocado trees. Or can you chop them down? I doubt it. It's probably not worth it.
I like seeing it fly out the back of the van.
Whee!
Yeah, see the item, because the item table was updated.
Oh, the item's a real thing. It doesn't have the stamp.
Yeah, it's not stamped with. Okay.
What if you but that one was already cooking when you started. It already had a timer on it. Would a sapling converted to a new avocado work?
The item doesn't exist until the recipe completes. It doesn't exist until you collect. It doesn't exist until the timer. Maybe I don't know what it does.
There's a little bit of Schrodinger's avocado tree going on.
Yeah. New game.
It'd be funny if I did it, and I told you I didn't test it, so like it also might have just been. I mean, there's this the data builder ate it all up.
Magnet. I almost sold the magnet.
Oh, the magnet is in. Good. There's
That
an
works.
avocado tree. It's got fruit avocado as a recipe. There is a recipe that is fruit avocado.
Right, we got avocado sapling. We got this. We'll need. Oh no, not that.
Item tree
Anybody
avocado
sell
as a station.
Nobody sells myrtle. Oh, nope. Lori? No.
Are you in the game?
Bill? No. Oh, I need to press a button.
If you don't sit exactly in such a way where I can zoom in on your glasses and see what's on your screen, it makes it a little hard to follow.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes.
Oh, only one. Huge avocado nerf.
It is a pretty huge nerf. The avocado meta has been shifted forever.
The avocado nerf. Short-lived. All right. I need to make fertilizer for this to happen. I need food. Okay. That shadowing thing is just going to continue to bother me. What do we want to? So the fact that like items have a shadow.
Yep.
And just so happens that these locked areas are also items, and they're dirt on the ground.
And the dirt has a shadow.
It just makes it look funny that the dirt on the ground has a shadow.
It does.
What do you want to do about that? For example, I could figure out how you set up the shadow thing and make it not happen for this class of items.
I think you should do that.
Okay. Okay. What alternatives are there? Just to consider alternatives.
Alternatives would be that I remove a lot of that dirt. That's the only place it's a legit huge problem is that it looks grimy. With a lot of that dirt that's on there is like transparency, so like even on top of that, like it overfills the background, and B, because it's transparent, it's like it's like a true factor of one, where like it wasn't even supposed to be as evident as per pixel to begin with, and now like some of them are way darker because there's shadow over top something that's transparent. I don't know if there's any way to do it except actually just strip it out of that object type.
Okay.
That is like just a crappy unforeseen circumstance. I mean, the other thing to do would be if I just strip that out via art, and as we already noticed with the mines not having it in there, you're kind of like, well, it kind of felt like it was unlocked.
Yeah, it really did feel like it was. I mean, it just stood out because it was different.
I mean, it stands out like it should if it was unlocked. It's like I'm creating language by
the like caution tape around it sort of blends in with the caution tape of all the
Mm-hmm.
other things, so it doesn't look like it has caution tape in a way.
Yep. No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, there is some language in me scruffing up the background on some of these, and we lose that when we pull it out completely.
Do items need a background image and a sprite image? The sprite image, or the main image gets a shadow, whereas it's like backgroundness. No, that doesn't make sense because dragging items around would then have a background dragging with it. Nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, all it's doing right now is getting what pixels have sprites on them, making a second sprite, making it specifically this color, and then offsetting it by X and drawing it, first, and then drawing the real sprite over it. And like, it's cheap and elegant, just an unforeseen circumstance.
Yeah. Okay. I goofed and ate cruft with my pig, and now I have not enough cruft to make fertilizer.
What's more important, That pig's life, eating garbage, or your ability to make money? That's what you got to
My
ask yourself.
ability to test that avocados can
Yeah,
avocado trees make avocados is
yeah, that's true.
my goal.
It's true. You
Uh,
can buy fertilizer. I think.
for money.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry. You can buy feed.
Yeah. Now, should I be able to buy fertilizer?
Oh, you know what? I may have removed it. No, you shouldn't be able to buy fertilizer. You're bootstrapping. You bum.
Okay. Who sells this thing? Okay.
That said, I can totally see a very late game thing where you look at how much stuff is in your van, and then you go shopping. You like you old school Wheel of Fortune it, where you're like, I have 8 tiles more space in my van. I'm gonna go shopping for stuff with my remaining cash money so I can pack it up and take it with me. Like, if you went into this level, not that you wouldn't have this specific achievement already, but like if you went into this level with like 2 avocado saplings already, or like a tree plot, pretty tight. I'm just gonna take a little fertilizer with me, just a couple bags of fertilizer.
Yeah. Or I would like return to this level and be like, oh man, you know what? I can't buy fertilizer here, so I'm gonna have to bring some.
Mm-hmm. Take a van full of poop to your next mission. Stink van.
I mean,
It's
that's a
not.
move.
It's
That's a move.
it is a move.
No, don't. Oh wait, no, I already have this thing ticking, so I can feed the pig.
I will have to make one level at some point where you have like super minimal starting space.
Yeah. Yep.
Like maybe a 10 by 10 at the most. And you're like shuffling stuff back into your van and pulling it out. I mean, it's a little annoying, but it does like.
The urban downtown level, like real estate, is incredibly hard to come by.
That's interesting. Now that you mention it, because like, and that's like a down the road thing. But like, if there's actually, if I change the background around, make it urban, put buildings in.
Yep.
And like the buildings do something. Of course, then you can just move the buildings around, which I think is just kind of fun and funny.
I see nothing wrong with it.
I know that would be like a very interesting late. Like the game's been not in early access, like live for a while, just doing like a fun. You do like Halloween Town, or do like the big city, and you just start out with this tiny little piece of property that's got a little bit of planting space, and buy the city out.
Oh, I forgot that I have the magnet now.
Don't forget the magnet. The key to your sanity. Got everything magneted up, just waiting for the van to come back. Go, go, go.
Ten seconds.
Indeed.
I bought this sawhorse, but realized I don't actually have any way to get trees faster than I could get this one. Okay, now it has the thing.
Ah, oh my gosh.
Aha. Oh, I need more fertilizer. What a son of a.
The name of this game is What a Son of a. It's actually, you know what? I'm a little disappointed that we even clicked on that avocado tree in the first place. We should have known. Didn't have the icon that you spent all that time putting on there for stations.
You're right.
Should have known.
I mean, it didn't take long once the tree popped up for me to realize that it didn't work.
But it should have been. There was a tell.
You're saying I should never have clicked on it?
I'm saying neither of us should have. We should have immediately been like, WTF.
I forgive us.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty lenient there too.
Now, is it a minute or is it 1 second left? Yeah, it was a minute. All right, one more minute. Oh, I'm out of feed. Who sold me the feed to begin? It was.
Yeah, Tim. Clutch.
Is there value in showing what you've purchased in like a grayed out kind of way or something?
I don't think
I,
so.
I just had a minute there where I was like, oh man, I wish I saw that.
Maybe like that teeters on the like. Obviously, if like a bunch of players are like, I really wish you'd keep that, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But depending, I almost don't want to do that because of the randomization of shop contents that I don't want to like imply the
Yeah,
wrong
I wouldn't
thing.
want to imply that you're gonna get that stuff. It would just be there to show you what you've purchased. And I guess the reason why I wanted to know that was because I was assuming that if I refreshed Tim's shop, he would sell me more feed.
Like
That was right.
Karen sometimes is all sell and sometimes is all buy.
Yeah.
You know, Bill shuffles like crazy. I do feel like um over time there needs to be enough consistency there in some of the characters where it's like, all right, I know I'm buying livestock from Otto, so that's where I'll look for it. I know I'm buying like absolute baseline stuff from Tim, but like in one level, Tim's like buying food products because he's just hungry. Um, so I think we may be relying on the player just like playing enough to get a sense that some amount of animal feed, hopefully not always water. Like Tim's got that stuff.
We did it. We made
Did do it. We've had that asset for a long time. It's just the tree wasn't hooked up because we weren't using it in the demo.
Nice. Yeah, that explains why it was disconnected too.
Yep.
All right. Well, all in a day's work.
And precisely on time, no less.
That's right. Shut it down.
Word. All right. So basically, what we've got is for the next time we stream. Hopefully, we're picking between levels, right?
Yeah.
It's doable.
That'd be great.
I mean, you
Not
got
long after that is actually is Van among that arc? I think it is. Like paying your items forward.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. It is in there. So we won't have the achievements, but we will have continuity.
It'll be right on the cusp. If I'm being realistic, it's probably not going to have that yet.
Yeah. So we'll be able to pick between levels, which is dope. And that'll set the stage. I mean, that'll be a good build to put together for some people to test. Just get us back on that train and move it. I mean, that's a pretty monumental step. That also means at that point it'll work for however many levels I make. So if like I'm just sitting here churning out levels, like we'll have them. Like in terms of freeing up my time, I will always be able to just like work on new levels and have a place for them to go.
Excuse me, big yawn. We might have to work out a little bit about how we want the pool of available levels to work while we can't unlock them, but you're adding new ones all the time. Good for thought for another time, though.
Indeed. Well,
All right.
that is yeah, we got the time on our Monday. Got a lot of stuff done. Cost a lot of stuff. Fake got an achievement. Well, made avocados work. That's essential.
Yep.
So yeah. Stay in touch. Stream again on Thursday afternoon, same time.
That's right.
Hopefully have
Thursday at 2 Eastern.
2 Eastern to 4:45. It's been real. Thanks a bunch for joining, and we will catch you next time. Feel free to links in the chat if you want to check the demo out. Join our Discord and see behind the curtain even more so. Start thinking about a Warhammer Day next week, Will.
I know.
Billy, have a good day.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.